Welcome back guys to another GTA video, and in today's one we are going to be covering two more of the Lowrider Career Progress missions. This first one it's a G Thing, and the first thing that you do need to call in is your armoured Karuma. I will of course show you both points of view. On this one here where I'm working with Nordics, it is myself that is collecting all requirements for the tier 4, and in the scenes where I'm running about doing all the shooting, it is Roughwood that is alongside me, where he requires all the tier 4 elements. But starting things off, this is probably one of the easiest 2-player missions you can do as part of the Lowriders Career Progress. All you simply need to do is head down to LSIA. The person that does not require any of the tier 4 elements does all the work, does all the shooting. In the top right you can see how I'm driving there and I'm taking out some of the cops. In the main screen I am doing absolutely nothing, I'm just sitting in the Karuma enjoying the view. What you are waiting for though is for that armoured truck to come to a stop. Once it has stopped and you've cleared out enough cops, it's simply a case of jumping out, throwing a sticky bomb on the back and getting back in the Karuma and detonating the sticky bomb. That will then release the doors for Gerald to get out and get in the Karuma. Do be careful, as you can see in the main screen I was driving the Karuma there and it did actually knock Gerald over. But once he's in the Karuma, it's simply a case of making your way to the location on the minimap. Now you do have to lose the cops before you reach that location, and it is a heck of a lot easier losing them inside the city, in the back alleys and side streets. So once we had lost the cops, it was just a case of making our way to the marked location, and that was it. Mission finished. So a very easy mission to complete for your tier 4 career progress, especially when you do use the armoured Karuma. And once that cutscene has played and we get out of the mission itself, we can see that we do in fact get all 3 requirements for the tier 4 career progress on that one. And just jumping in to make sure they are all ticked off, we can see that they have now all been done. We can now move on to the second mission of today's video, and that is of course Lowrider Envy. Once again, both playthroughs are done with Nordics and Roughwood, and I will be showing you both points of view. So starting off, the main video itself here is the playthrough where I was doing most of the shooting with the Roughwood up in the sniper's position, taking the occasional shot. But as you can see, we're making our way through to the yellow dot, and first things first, we do have one enemy to take out with a silenced pistol. Meanwhile, as you can see in the top right, the person that is on the sniper position makes his way up the ladder and up onto the roof and goes towards the yellow marker to trigger that point. It's then just a waiting game. As you can see, there is a vehicle that will drive through the middle of the lot, and what we're waiting for is the guy that's walking in from the left dressed in the white t-shirt walking over to the guy in the purple top that is closest to us. Once they have reached that position, you coordinate with the sniper on who is taking which NPC out, and it's just simply a case of timing your shots. Unfortunately I don't have an overview clip of this, as Nordics, when I was playing sniper, took both these players out at the same time. But the next ones you move on to is the 2 in the centre, and here you can see my point of view when I was taking the shot. One of you is taking the guy kneeling down and the other person taking the one standing up. The next ones that you want to focus on is at the back next to the orange car. There is a guy taking a picture standing up in front of the car, and there is someone inside the driver's seat. Now in terms of the timing and the countdown for this shot, it's best for the sniper to do the countdown. As you can see, the photographer is up and down like a yo-yo, so it is best for the sniper position to do the countdown. And here you can see we get the shot clean. Straight after, the person on the ground does need to turn and take out these 3 guys here. Roughwood did in fact manage to get a sniper shot on the guy to the far left, which helped out. But once those 3 guys are down, it is simply a case of blowing up the voodoo. And as soon as you detonate that sticky bomb or destroy the voodoo, you will have triggered more enemies coming in. Now they will come in from the main roadside, you can start to see them on the minimap, and from the alleyway in which you came in. So you do want to take up a position where you can take out and see all the enemies coming in towards you. I'm keeping an eye on my mini-map here for the guys coming up the alleyway, concentrating on the guys at the road at first. But as soon as the guys come up the alley, I can just quickly turn and take out any that do come past the edge of the building. In the meantime, the guy that is up in top of the building in the sniper position is doing absolutely nothing. All they are doing is crouching down, taking cover, making sure they do not take any shots and do not take any damage. But once all the enemies on the roadside have been taken out, you do need to make your way down the alleyway here, taking out any of the NPC enemies that are there. Do not rush this, do take your time. The last thing you want to do is go through all those sniper shots once again just to reach this position, so do be careful, do take your time and do not take too many risks. You don't want to have to restart the mission again. But once you've cleared out the guys in the alleyway, you do need to go to the back side street, and there are a good number of enemies that you do need to take out. At the Frosty factory entrance, there is a car there with a couple of enemies, and there are a good number of enemies up this side street here as well, so do take your time, do make sure you clear them all out. Now, as you can see, they don't always show on the mini-map, but there, you can trust me that there are a good number of enemies all the way along to the end of this street, so do make sure that you are taking them all out. And one of the best things that you can have on you is a weapon with a thermal scope. That way you can see how many enemies are actually left at the far side. But a couple more RPGs and then I do in fact switch to that thermal scope rifle just to have a check to see how many enemies are left. Because as you can see, the minimap has no enemies on it, but here we go, looking through the thermal scope, you can see I've got one enemy left, and there will in fact be another vehicle that does drive in. So once that one has cleared, that is everything done, and all you need to do is get the car back to the location marked on the minimap. It is of course at this point that the sniper can in fact come down and either jump in the driver's seat as I do here, or just jump in the passenger seat and allow the other person to drive. The drive back to the location itself is not difficult at all. You don't need to lose any cops. You will have some enemies coming towards you though, so being the driver position, I can use the X button and duck down so as not to take any damage. But getting it back to the lockup up in Vinewood, we get the mission passed cutscene, and that is it completed. Now unfortunately I did not for some reason get the 80% accuracy, as you'll see when the pop-ups come up, despite only firing 3 shots that I did not miss with. But we jumped back in and 10 minutes later we had that 80% accuracy for myself. Huge shout out to both Nodix and Roughwood for the help. There you have it guys. If you did enjoy today's video, do leave a like, and if you are new here, why not consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.